church. I saw this at church and maybe they can assist you, because I found out when the drug people are on the street and they find out somebody helping, they're going to tell everybody. So why are we doing the same thing? Because they'll come to the church. Can you play for a room tonight? Because somebody's already told them, well, you go to the church, they'll pay for your room, you know. Yeah, so that's why it has to be one that you have to really know, you know, if they're really for real. But I think it would really be good if we could target the churches also.
Yeah, what I see is the churches wanting to help outside the country and outside the community, and yet within the pews, within the congregational body, there are those.
It's there in the body.
It's right there in the body. The body's not talking to themselves. They're not, or there's walls up instead of transparency. The early church.
Because people talk about yourself. When you're in church, you're supposed to be at a certain status quo.
Right.
And you're at a certain status quo, and people are sitting there saying, well, why would you need? They don't feel like you need. If you're in the church, I'm a pastor, they don't feel like I would ever need. You see what I'm saying?
I know.
So we're at a certain status quo that feel like that we can't come down and just be known. We have to find out that everybody has feelings and everybody has needs, and we are not addressing those needs because we've gotten to a certain status quo, which I think is ruining not only the neighborhood but the churches.
Well, I'm a businessman, and when Claude came to my office, he actually came to my office to talk about the advert, you know. And I asked him how much, and he said $25. I said, what? I've been spending thousands on adverts. You sure if I give you $25, that's gonna come on the screen? He said, yeah. I said, you know what, I might want to go there myself and see whether it's true or not. That's what brought me here.
It's true.
I didn't want to be sure. I've known him for a while, you know, and I know he's not going to lie to me. And I said, you know what, let me go and see that guy who did that. And I equally told him something good. I said, you know what, do they want to make money there, or is it just for... He said, why, we want to make money. I said, okay, if you really want to make money, I can link you up internationally. And while I was there, I called up my country. I'm a U.S. citizen now, but originally I'm from Nigeria.
So we need to go to Nigeria?
Yeah, and I talked to people in Nigeria already who are biggest advertisement country in the world. And this has never been Nigeria, where we have it on the TV, on the billboards and stuff like that, but where you have locations like eatery places, like maybe what to call it, like some places we go to eat like Chili's and Cheddars, we don't have it indoor like that. And the idea came up, and I talked to one of my brothers over there, and they said, you know what, can we watch this thing on the internet? I said, yeah. And I said, you know what, I'm going to test it. That's what I was doing. I'm going to test it to you. You're going to see it there live. And if it's something that we want to do, I can do the link for you right now. I can tell you, I already told you, he was there when I was making the links in Nigeria, and they want you to come. They don't believe it. They don't believe it. I'm telling you, Claude was in my office. They don't believe it. It's never... Nigeria is a place whereby if you are talking about community, you need money for the community. It's a place you can get millions of dollars within 1 second. And this every community wants to take care of the US would be good. If we go on with this idea, and we go on with this, it's gonna be massive there. I'm telling you the truth, it's gonna be massive. And I told him that, I said, okay, you want to do this in Arlington, I have a business in Arlington. And I said, where in Arlington can I watch it? If I give $25, I said, we don't have no location yet. I said, you know what, tell anybody to come to Arlington. I'll take care of all the locations in Arlington. You know, I'm looking at it from a business point of view, and I'm looking at it that more people will be hired to go down and look for adverts, maybe give them $5 per person. You're creating jobs, you know, you're creating awareness, you know, you are creating everything. This is a good, I don't know how it came to his brain, but whoever put it there put the right stuff there, you know. And I'm sure by the time we go all over it again, it's going to be something that all of us will be. So I mean, I want to be his friend. because I want people to know that I was there when it first started. That's why I was about to come with some of my brothers. I'm telling you, I'm not selfish. They were ready to come. I already sold the idea to them. And they said, what's the time? I told them it's going to be 9 o'clock. I know it was going to be 7 o'clock. Because I wanted to come here first and say, okay, you know what? Let me be the one that will be the one that will introduce the business all over to them. And let me be the link man there. It's massive. The way I'm looking at it, I'm just thinking that I can't tell you how I feel about it. But to me, it's something that is really great. I'm telling you, if we all want to go to Nigeria, if we want to represent go to Nigeria, I'm telling you, we're gonna go there, we're gonna make all the money, we're gonna bring the money back to the US and create anything we want to create here. I promise you that.
Okay.
That's a way
Look, it's a trip.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm
I need to get my passport. I'm serious.
I'm positive about it.
All right.
Well, let me say something. You bring up a point, because everyone knows I'm weird. Okay, number one. But somebody's got to be weird, right? So the thing is, what I noticed is, and this is one of the reasons she was telling you the same thing. I just thought about it. Is I belong to a few think tanks through my jobs. It's not that I was very smart. It's just I didn't know what I couldn't do. Everyone else already sort of knew what they couldn't do. I'd never thought about it. To me, there was nothing ever sort of impossible, right? And you bring up the exact same thing. When I first did this, and I looked at the $25, and she was talking about the power of the spending in all the manufacturing. It's really the same thing. The reason why it makes so much money, one little machine right there can make $15,000 a month in revenue. Okay? Off of a $500 investment. Actually, $350 investment just for the hardware. It makes so much money. And you say, and people are to ask me like, how in the world can it happen? Well, the thing is, you can make a whole lot more $25 than you can hundreds. And people throw away $25. When they go out to eat, for 2 people, they're going to spend $25. Right?
84 cents
84 cents.
a day.
Yeah, you see? So when you look at it, like he was saying in Nigeria, right? They're probably used to spending a whole lot more money, for advertisement. This thing transcends that whole money thing. It's a community thing first. So as long as you think about the community first, everyone always wins. That's the way I see it. And the community cannot afford $100 right now. So what happens? You keep it low and all the community helps, which makes everybody wealthy. No one ever loses. So and the reason why I said that was because when I first brought this up, everyone would tell me I'm crazy. This thing will never make any kind of money. Because as a matter of fact, when I first started in New York, for one reason, they went to New York first, I guess because they understand, like Times Square, all the digital stuff, they understand that, and it's real, sort of sparse around here. So the first time they take it up there, the first thing they wanted to do is sell it for $100, $150, $200 for an ad, right? That's an instant no community mentality. That's a me mentality. You're charging people what the market of bear. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my whole life. You should really charge what people can afford. That's the whole key. And you'll get more people. So that's why I know it works. And I myself am amazed at how far it's going. Because I was hoping I might get 10 or 20 machines out there and be able to pay my car payment. That's it. I wanted to pay my car payment so I can drive. Remember, I didn't have a car. I just needed something like that. Well, now it seems like the Pandora's box open. I can't stop this dang thing. Whether if I tried or not. So, we're with you. We'll be in Nigeria. So, Angie.
This year.
So, Angie. Okay. Okay.
countries are you in already?
How long will it take to get the passport?
Get him first.
No,
You know, to preface this about how the everything starts with like the political climate is wrong, businesses are wrong, jobs are going away. The moral structure is turning. What it all generates for us is the fact that we don't have enough money to support our families. It causes life to be difficult for the average person. As a result of that, we find ourselves, all of us who do different things. I can tell you what I do, but I mean, there are weird people that do weird things, like you, and some people even fly. Some people even fly planes. So, you know, it's but the idea is that we've all of a sudden accumulated ourselves to a point where I'm trying to find something else. And then when we're still set in this world of so many gimmicks are a scam, but a lot of us are probably doing more than one job, okay? And then all of a sudden, in the midst of doing one job, we're weird enough to go look for another one, and that's how we stumbled across you. And then all of a sudden, we see the light of this thing, and for that, I want to thank you, because you look at things and you say, well, I could probably do that, but how, you know? But then when you come here, I can see where if I couldn't do this, I could still do it. And it's going to work, and it's kind of like sometimes you think the Spirit moves you in certain directions, and I think that everybody in this room probably got moved toward you. Next year, there's going to be a Darnell that has $12 in his pocket. And your system could actually say, you know, with that $12, I could put in the system, I need a job. And there you go. I mean, the individual itself can do it to himself. And then it can grow from there. So it can also go with, we're talking about businesses feeding